Welcome, Nomads, to the Nomad Nation Network. I am your host and fellow Nomad, Step Van Rav. This is Nomad News for Tuesday, November 19th, 2019. Before we get started, guys, do me a little favor and look right down there and click that little red subscribe button. Be sure to click the little bell next to it. It'll give you a new notification every single time we upload a new episode of Nomad News. That way you stay in the know when it comes to everything in the Nomad Nation. Coming to you pre-recorded from VanBuild2019. VanBuild is just straight out my back door right there. I'm out here in the desert and right outside of Parker, Arizona, the city of Parker, Arizona, and we are here for VanBuild 2019. We've been here going on a week, I believe about 5-6 days. I was about 4 or 5 days late from arriving from the beginning, but I did finally make it here, and I've been here for a few days. I will say, for those of you that don't know, there's not much for internet out here, so it's made challenging doing the YouTube thing because there is no such thing as uploading a YouTube video from this area here for me. I've talked to several other people as well, and they have no internet either. And it's not that there's not a tower, because you can actually see the tower on the mountain. I can see it sitting right here, actually. But the problem is there's so many of us out here, we're overloading the tower, and it basically just shuts us down during the day. Now, in the middle of the night, we can get out and get some internet. So basically, I've been staying up till 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, getting my internet at that time and checking social media and doing those things. So it's just made for somewhat of an unproductive van build for me. I will say van build is on a first come, first served basis for those of you that may not know that. I arrived late. I did bring all of my solar panels. I brought, and even some to sell to people if they wanted some, but I haven't really had any. I haven't had any bites on that. But I did bring, let's see, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. I bought 7 425-watt solar panels with me, hoping to get 3 or 4 of them installed on my roof. And I also brought my new 5-in-1, which is the inverter, charge controller, and battery charger, and switch, and all of that all in one. So I'm going to get all that stuff installed. But when I arrived here at VanBuild and paid my $75 at the check-in, and they asked me if I was wanting any work or wanting to put in a work order, I said solar, and they said, sorry, we're not taking any more solar work. So I'm on my own on that. And being out here for the few days, I was really disappointed to begin with, but being out here the few days I've been out here, 2 of my neighbors right here beside me are brand new, basically, like PROMASTER vans, or the like not the Sprinter, but the Dodge and the Ford. They have the new vans that they're building out, and they're both ladies. And there's a lot of elderly people out here that are needing a lot of work done. So I look at it like I am actually a very well-bodied. I'm old, but I'm well-bodied, and I can get things done. So I'll just get the stuff done when I get back to LA. I've installed solar on another rig, so I will get busy when I get back to LA and start working on getting the solar and getting this thing built out myself. As far as building out your rig, for me, that's been non-existent. I had this. This is my first van build, so I had this illusion that it was just a bunch of people out here just going nuts working on their rigs, and that's just not the case. It's just basically like RTR, where you have groups of people that know each other and they kind of bunch up, and then you just have sporadic other campers and other people just camping. So if you're up in the main camp, which was too packed for me to get into when I arrived, there is a lot of work going on up there, but I'm way out here, not way out here, but I'm out here in this overflow, and there's absolutely nothing going on out here. Now, I have 2 neighbors. I had 2 neighbors. One of them, she left this morning, but my 2 neighbors have the new vans, and they are getting them built out. So they have work orders, and they are taking their vans into the main camp every morning and having them worked on. So that's kind of the way that's going out here. it's been a great, great change of pace from LA. It's been so nice to get out of LA and just decompress and be out here. And gas, when I hit Parker, I filled this rig up for $70 instead of 110, 120. So that has been a really nice change of pace. I really enjoy the cheaper gas, and I just like Arizona to begin. I just like Arizona. Um, it's a little hot in the summertime, but I lived in Joshua Tree in the Mojave Desert in California. It's hot there as well. So we're actually expecting rain. We're supposed to get 2 days of rain. So I'm just sitting here looking out the back door, waiting on the rain to start because I have some equipment out there I'm gonna have to put up because I had to get everything out. Crazy thing, my battery charger for this camera, I almost didn't get to do anything because I put it in a backpack. Did not remember putting it in there. I thought I packed it with all of my other gear, which was my mixer and my mic and everything else when I packed it up from my office. And so I haven't been able to charge my batteries for my camera the entire time I've been out here. I did do a small van tour, a sneak peek of Van Life Sheldon's Travels. My buddy Mike and Stephanie from Van Life Sheldon's Travels, they actually did a rebuild of their small ProMaster.
Well, how's it going, everybody? Just a little sneak preview of our van build that we redone. If you want to see more, come on over to the channel.
God, what is that thing called? It's a ProMaster Live, or I can't remember. It's got another little name to it. But it's the little small ProMaster that those guys have been full-time in for going on 4 years. And they just rebuilt the thing while they were up in Washington, just tore everything out and rebuilt it. There was some drama that happened in there. I'm not going to touch on that. But they got it all done and nobody's seen it and they haven't done a tour of it. So they was actually nice enough to give me a sneak peek of it. And I'm going to be putting that video up on Nomad Nation, which is my other channel, which you'll find a link in the description down below. If you haven't seen that, if you would like to see that, I'll be getting that up probably a day or so after this video. So stay tuned for that. Be sure to subscribe over there because that's where my van live stuff is going to be posted over there. So anyway, as far as van build, it's been pretty uneventful for me. I don't really know too many people here. Now let's go through the list of nomads I do know and have met because they do have like this gathering up around the main tents where Jamie's camped up there. Jamie, he is the inventor or creator of VanBuild. Nomadic EGNIMATICS, I believe is what it's called. Nomadics and NOMADICS or something like that. Yeah, he created this van build and he is camped up in the main camp and there's some tents up there and they've been having karaoke up there. So yeah, it's been I walk up there. I haven't been every night, but I walk up there like 2 or 3 nights. I've been up there. I went Friday, Saturday night. Aja from Pandemonium, she's been the DJ up there, so she's been doing spinning all of the music, and so there's live music and fire, a big bonfire and stuff that they have up there. It's been a pretty decent time. It's fun to go up there, which is a little different than RTR, unless you were in the Party R last year. At 10 o'clock during the RTR, I mean, you can hear a feather drop. It's so quiet because Bob doesn't like any noise. So by 10 o'clock, everybody's got their rig shut up and the generators turned off, and it is just as quiet as the desert can be. So it's a little bit different out here because the music goes till 11, 12 o'clock at night. But about 11 o'clock, people start tapering out because I think they're tired from building and working on their rigs during the day. But yeah, it's been a good time out here. So I have, like I said, Pandemonium. She's been the DJ out here. Jamie, of course, I've seen. I've also seen RV Rebel Girl. If you do not know who she is, she's got a cool new little news channel called The Buzz. You'll have to stop in over at her channel. I'll try to link it down below. As far as getting the scoop, if you want the scoop of the van life community, be sure to subscribe to Rebel Girl because RV Rebel Girl, because she knows the scoop. She knows a lot more people in the community than I do. she's the one that gave me the scoop on the new RTR location and what's going on with the RTR. Because I've kind of been out here just blind with no cell service. I can't even text, no cell service, no internet. Which actually it's been nice. I'm not gonna lie. To an extent, it's been pretty nice. I was jonesing the first day, not being able to check my Facebook and stuff like that. But after that, I've just kind of relaxed and just kind of decompressed and just kind of unplugged from everything and just kind of chilling out here and actually resting and just catching up on rest. And I didn't realize how tired I was when you come out of LA and you're running around in the traffic all the time. It really does wear on you, so it's nice to actually be able to just decompress out here in the Arizona desert. But anyway, RV Rebel Girl, I saw again Van Life Sheldon's Travels, Mike and Stephanie. Who else? Oh, Rady from the Graham Cracker. I saw Rady from the Graham Cracker. I saw Seven from Seven Wonders. If you don't know who Seven is, he also has a step van. He's one of the OG step van people. If you don't know, I'm in a Snap-on truck. I'm sitting here recording to you from my Snap-on truck from the Arizona desert. So Seven actually has a step van himself, and he's one of the OG YouTube step van channels. A lot more subscribers than I have, so go check out Seven Wonders. He's got a cool channel as well, and another step van. And I believe that's going to be about it for YouTubers for me. Oh, I saw. Let's see. There was one more. I saw Randy the Mobile Traveler. I saw Randy the Mobile Traveler, who we reported on his trailer burning down a few months back. Randy the Mobile Traveler, and I believe that's going to be about it. I will say last year at RTR, I was walking around with Tom and Lori, my good friends Tom and Lori from Tom and Lori's RV Life, and so many people recognized them. I have more subscribers than they do by a few, not a lot. But at the time, I had a few more subscribers than they did, and like literally nobody recognized me. Nobody knew who I was. Nobody came up to me, said anything. I had one person, uh, Don, Dan, who lives in Arizona out here in the desert, and he had a little ATV, one of those little side by sides, the 4-wheel drive car thing that they run around in the desert out here. And he actually came over and found me because he was a subscriber and a fan of my Vagabond Days channel that I had at the time. And he came and found me, but as far as that was it. But everybody recognized Tom and Lori. I mean, they had people stopping on the road, and it was crazy because they look at themselves as little tiny YouTubers like I do, but they had a lot of people there and a lot of people come up to them and a lot of people know who they were, and nobody knew who I was. Nobody said anything to me. Nobody had any idea, even though I had 100 vlogs at the time almost on this channel under the Vagabond Days banner, which I had for a couple of years while I was full time in my Dodge camper van. And then I moved over and started doing this Nomad News thing, and I had several people up at the camp the first night I walked up there come up to me and go, "Oh, you have a channel, you're Nomad News." So that was it was kind of flattering. I've never had that, so it was actually kind of nice. It was I'm not going to say uh, I'm some big celebrity or something, but it was just nice to have like a couple of people recognize me for a change. When everybody else gets it, but I never did. So, anyway, that was fun. Let's go ahead and move on to our first story. We're already pushing 15 minutes here. I just kind of wanted to catch you guys up. This really isn't a news like you have at my office. We will talk about the RTR, what I think about the RTR. Is the RTR dead? I will say I am disappointed to find out the changes in the RTR, that it's going to be held here we're not far from where we're at now here in Parker at the fairgrounds is where the speeches and stuff will be. And I will tell you at the RTR last year or this year, it'll be next year 2020 is the new RTR, but this year's RTR I didn't go to a lot of those. I went to a couple of them, and once you've seen a couple of them, I mean, you kind of see the ones you want to see, and then you can go to those. But the speeches and stuff. But I mean, I was there for the camaraderie, and I was there to see other people, see other YouTubers, see my good friend Paul Barger, the bread trucker, and just hang out with people I knew. That was way more my reasoning for going to RTR. So I think we're, Paul texted me the other night, and, getting text messages and getting text messages out is not easy, but he did text message me, I guess, when he found out, and I didn't find out till a couple of nights later, till after he texted me, texted me, asking me about where we were, or, if I wanted to help him coordinate where the step vans were going to be. I think I've heard from Hobotech. He did a video about the RTR. I think he's going back to his same camp last year, him and Stan. And so I've talked to the bread trucker, Paul Barker, and I think we should just take the step bands back to pretty much where they were last year. I think we can camp there on the BLM land for 14 days, and as long as we don't make it an event, I don't know why the BLM would have a problem with that. I know it'll be about a 15-mile drive one way over here to Parker, I believe, if that's what I've heard, to the fairgrounds to if you want to catch the seminars. So I'm not even sure if I will do that. I think probably I would just head back out to Skadden Wash and just camp out there and just have a non-official RTR out there as far as I'm concerned, unless something changes. Because the way they have it now is you'll come here to Parker and you'll go into the campgrounds and you'll see the talks and stuff during the day, and then you're just responsible for finding your own camping out here around Parker or right where we're at now. So I don't know that I'll even do that. I think I'll probably just head over to Quartzsite to Skadden Wash, and that's probably where you'll be able to find me, exactly where the RTR was last year, or the Party R is where I probably plan on going. So, that could change. We'll see what happens. But as far as I'm concerned, that's kind of the where I'm leading now. Anyway, guys, don't really have any news for you because I've been unplugged. I have not had any real internet access since I've been out here, so I'm not sure what all's going on in the Nomad community. You probably know more than I do. I've kind of kept to myself out here. I've been up to the main camp. I've taken my electric bike to the main camp, but like I said, people are busy up there. I don't know too many people up there. We did have all the YouTube cool kids with Aja from Pandemonium. Like I said, Van Life Sheldon's Travels, and Scott and Terry was out here. They were out here. So they were all camped not too far from me in their own little clique. And then they left yesterday, and then yesterday morning early. And then Mike and Stephanie left yesterday afternoon or yesterday evening after I did the little tour of their rig. So I'm just kind of out here just chilling by myself now. Probably going to head back to LA because I really want to get started on my solar. I want to get the solar on this rig so I can do more of this because that is my main goal. If you do not know, I'm going to touch base on that right now. Yes, you see me doing this show from my office, but my main goal is to be a full-time nomad out here in the desert or traveling around, to different locations like all the other nomads do, that have a decent YouTube following. So I want to build this truck into my mobile studio and be able to bring this show to you from the road, from these events and everything, just like this. So has always been my end goal. Not to have a job in LA and not to be living in my truck full time in LA. When I first moved out, I traveled and then I would go back to LA and work when I have to. But since I've bought this truck, I put all my money into this truck, purchasing this truck. So I've not been able to ever really get caught back up. So I'm always having to work. So it was just luck that I was able to save up enough money to be able to come to this RTR because things have been pretty tight since I bought this truck. I did find another rig that I want to buy that it's there for me to buy it if I could sell the Snap-on truck and my other rig. It's a little pricey. It's a rig very similar to this one. It's just a little bigger. It's a MT55. It was a former I thought it was a command center for a police department, but then I later found out it was a command center for emergency services or whatever. It was like if there was a disaster services, it was a command center for that. So it's got a generator, a 10 kilowatt generator built into it. It's got all of the desk and tables and the electric, and it's got two really nice cabinets that are built that I could use for equipment. And it's got a rack on the top of it that I could put my solar panels. So it's just so set up. It's got an awning and everything. And I would actually sell the Snap-on truck and sell my other rig if possible and buy that one. but it's not looking like that's going to happen. So I'm just going to be happy with what I got. I do love my Snap-on truck. It's got a lot of potential, but I'm just ready to get to work on it now and start getting it built out and built out into more of a house instead of just of a Snap-on truck, and get my mobile studio set up the way I want it. Anyway, guys, we're going on 20 minutes. That's enough of my rambling. I know somebody was complaining about my 30-minute videos, that 15 minutes is more where it should be. And I agree with that to a certain extent. But the longer our videos are, the more YouTube will push them, because the more ads that you can put in them, which I know you guys hate the ads too. So it is what it is. You know, none of us are doing this YouTube thing for free. It's a lot of work. I know you have YouTubers out there like Line Screw One, who talks about YouTube not being a job, and I don't agree with that. I think it is a job, because it's a hell of a lot of work if you put anything into it, and it takes money to buy equipment and things like that. So, but it's also a hobby for me. That's why I keep a job, and that's why I have to have a job, because the YouTube doesn't pay the bills. So anyway, that's going to do it for this episode of Nomad News. Hopefully, I will be getting some better news for you guys, what's going on in the Nomad community when I get back to civilization and get plugged back into the Matrix. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. And remember, everything you've ever wanted is sitting right on the other side of fear. Peace.